In this video, we're going to see how to see the various vertex color channel in at the render time. That was a question that came up a couple of times, and I'm going to explain it now so that everybody knows how to do that. So I'm going to grab that sphere here, and we're going to go into the modifier panel, and I'm going to apply a vertex paint modifier, show the unshaded view, and just paint a couple of colors so we can clearly define something that we can recognize at render time. So just put some blue here, and it's not the most beautiful thing I've ever done in my life, but you get the idea. So that's our vertex color channel. As we can see here, we've put it in the vertex color, and while this sphere is selected, we're going to go into the channel info and take a look at what's happening. So right now we've got 0 information in alpha, so we didn't use the alpha. We've got 0 information in the vertex illumination, and we've got at the vertex color level some information, which is the color that we've just painted. The other thing we see here is that vertex color is at channel 0, illumination is at -1, and alpha is at -2. So if I choose vertex illumination, that corresponds to channel -1, and if I choose vertex alpha, that's going to be channel number -2, and that's going to be important in a few minutes. I'm going to close that down for now, and if I render this, what we see is just a gray sphere, because it's just the gray material that is assigned to this sphere. So I'm just going to standard material, render again, and you'll see that it's still gray. We don't see the vertex color. If we want to see that, we have to go into any of those maps here and assign that vertex color channel to this map. So we're going to go here in diffuse, and instead of choosing a bitmap, we're going to go in the complete bottom, and there's an option here called vertex color, and I'm going to select this one. And you can see now map channel 0 corresponds to channel info vertex color 0. But you'll see that I'm not able to lower this to -1 and -2. So that's going to be a challenge a bit later when we want to show the vertex alpha. But I'm going to give you a trick for that as well. So right now we're going to use map channel 0, which corresponds to vertex color. And I'm going to close that down and render. So now we can see this is our channel that we've just painted. So let's say that I'm going here and I'm applying another vertex paint. And instead of painting in vertex color, I'm going to paint in map channel number 3. So that's the default one. I can choose 5 if I want to, but now I'm going to just use 3. And in there, I'm just going to put some blue everywhere, and maybe just a line of yellow so that we can clearly identify this channel. So right now we're using channel number 3. So if I render this now, I still see the original one because we are using map channel number 0. So I'm going to go here and 1, 2, and 3. Whoops. 1, 2, and 3. And if I render this now, you'll see that's at map channel number 3. And you can have some fun with that, where you can define mixed material of one channel mixed with another one, and you can do some crazy stuff with that. So that's pretty much easy to understand. The idea now is that if I go and I want to paint into the, I'm going to add another vertex paint. And this time I want to paint in the alpha. So what I want to do is I want to find some transparent area here. So if I go and put everything to black, and I want to paint some white here, like so. So the white will be the opaque, and the black will be transparent. So that's going to be my my alpha channel. So for the vertex paint, that's clearly understood, that's vertex alpha. And if we go here into the channel info, we'll see that the vertex alpha now contains some information. But if I want to define the, if I go here in the maps, and I want to define the opacity here using the vertex color, and now I want to use channel -2, I'm not able to go here and say -2, and I'm not able to type in -2. It's going to go back to 0 all the time. So what we're going to do to do that, instead of using channel 0, we're going to use channel, so there's 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to use channel number 4. So now there's nothing in channel number 4, but what you can do is say, well, this here, I'm just going to copy it, and I'm going to add it at the end in map channel number 4. So right now what I've got is some information. Should I grab the information here? So I'm going to copy that and paste it here. So we've got some information here, so in the vertex. So sorry, I don't know what I've done, but anyway, so you just grab the information here, just copy it, add the channel at the end, and just paste the information here in the number 4. So now what we've done is take this and put it there, and we're pointing that to channel number 4 in the opacity here. So if I render this now, you'll see that only this portion is now opaque, and the rest of the sphere is transparent. So we can do exactly the same thing for the vertex. If I go back to the vertex paint and add a new vertex paint, I could do pretty much the same thing. I'm just going to close all of that just to get a bit of order in there. So if I want to paint into the vertex illumination channel, I can say, well, everything will be dark, and I want to just have one strip of white here in the middle. So that's going to be my self-illuminated channel. That's going to be illumination. And if I go into the channel info, I can see now that I've got some information into the illumination. I'm going to add a new channel at the end, which is now empty. So I'm going to go grab the illumination, copy that, and paste it over there. So now I know that the channel number 5 contains my vertex illumination channel. And I can go back to my material here and grab the self-illumination. I'm going to turn that on, grab the map here, and say I want to use vertex color, and I want to be able to use channel number 5, and we can render that, and we'll get exactly what we had. It's self-illumination and the transparency and also the vertex color. So that's pretty much how you do all of this, and you can collapse all of that to an editable mesh or editable poly, and you'll still be able to do exactly the same thing, because when it's collapsed to an editable poly, you still have full access to all the information that we just copied and pasted into the various channels. So the thing to remember is the vertex color is always put in channel number 0. -1 and -2 are not accessible in the vertex color map of the material editor, so that's why you need to copy those and put them in vertex map channels that are higher than 0. So that's how you're able to see vertex color channels in AdRender.